All right, let's jump right in. Today we're pulling back the curtain on a company that is absolutely essential to your daily life. Think of the phone in your hand or the food on your table, but you've probably never even heard its name. And right now, this hidden giant is under some serious pressure.
And that company is UNID. These guys are a massive global player in a really critical market, but they're facing a major test. So today, we're going to dig into the challenges, the strategies, and the high-stakes game this hidden giant is forced to play.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll get to know this king of potassium. Then we'll look at why their profits are getting squeezed. After that, we'll dive into their playbook for fighting back, focus on the key battleground, China, and wrap it all up with the final analyst verdict.
Okay, so first things first. Who exactly is UNID? Let's take a minute to really understand why they are such a vital, yet almost invisible force in the global economy.
UNID's entire world revolves around these potassium-based chemicals. And we're not talking about some niche materials here. This stuff is literally everywhere. It's the invisible ingredient that's essential for cleaning semiconductor chips, making the optical glass in your camera lens, and even in some pharmaceuticals and food additives. And this is what really tells you everything about their power. Think about this. In their home turf of South Korea, they have a total monopoly. They're the only game in town. And then in China, the biggest and most cutthroat market in the region, they're #1. That is what it looks like to be the king. But even a king faces threats. And for UNID, its biggest vulnerability comes from the one thing it has absolutely no control over, the price of its most basic raw material. And here it is, the damage, all boiled down to a single, pretty painful number. Their operating profit margin dropped by almost 2 full percentage points in just 1 year. This shows that no matter how powerful you are, you just can't escape the pressures of the global market. This chart just makes it crystal clear, doesn't it? You can see the margin fall from almost 10% down to just over 8%. But here's the real kicker. Their sales were actually growing at the time. So think about that. They're selling more stuff than ever, but they're making less money on every single sale. That's a squeeze. So what's the culprit? Well, it all comes down to this one material, potassium chloride, or KCl. It is the absolute bedrock of their entire business. And the problem is, they have to import 100% of it. So when the global price for KCl shot through the roof, their costs went right along with it.
All right, so they're in a really tight spot. What do they do about it? Let's get into their response, because this is where you see a market leader really flex its muscles and try to protect that bottom line.
UNID isn't just sitting back and taking it. They're rolling out a really clear 3-part playbook. Step 1, use your market power and raise your prices. Pass those costs on. Step 2, shift your focus to more specialized, more profitable products. And Step 3, pour money into new, super efficient factories to slash your operating costs.
Now that second step is absolutely crucial for their long-term survival. We're talking about super pure chemicals, like the stuff used to clean semiconductors. For customers in that space, performance is everything, and they're way less sensitive to price. That gives UNID a much healthier profit margin.
You can really see the strategic pivot here. They're moving away from the old game, which was all about volume and super vulnerable to commodity prices. Now they're playing a new game, one focused on value, where their advanced technology acts like a shield against those crazy cost swings.
Okay, now let's zoom in, because this entire drama, the costs, the competition, the strategy, it's all playing out in one massive arena, the Chinese market.
And you can see from this timeline that UNID's commitment to China is deep and it's long-term. This wasn't some recent decision. They've been methodically building out their footprint there for more than 20 years, setting up plants and hubs right in the country's industrial heart.
And they are not slowing down one bit. In fact, they're doubling down big time. We're talking about a massive investment, over $1 billion yuan, in a brand new, state-of-the-art plant. This whole facility is designed for one thing, to boost efficiency and expand their reach into central and western China. But, and this is a big but, success in China is never a sure thing. UNID's facing some serious headwinds. They've got more and tougher local competitors than ever. They're feeling the ripples of global politics. They even had to scrap plans for a whole new factory because of changing environmental rules. It's tough out there.
And this quote right here, it just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures the new reality in China. It's not enough anymore to just have the best tech. To win now, you have to be the most ruthlessly efficient operator, the best at managing your supplies, your energy, and your logistics.
So let's put it all together. We've seen the strengths, the pressures, the strategy. What's the bottom line here?
What's the final verdict on this chemical giant?
When you lay it all out like this, the picture becomes incredibly clear. Their strengths are huge: market dominance, high-tech barriers. But that core weakness, their total reliance on imported materials, is always there. The big opportunity is in high-tech growth, but the threats from competition and geopolitics are very, very real.
But here's their ace in the hole, their secret weapon, if you will. UNID-A is facing all these challenges from a position of incredible financial strength. Just look at their debt levels. They're super low. That gives them a powerful cushion and the money they need to keep investing in their strategy for the future.
And that's really why this story is so fascinating. It's a perfect case study of how even the most dominant companies have to constantly adapt to these huge global forces. So the big question is this. UNID has built a fortress on potassium, for sure. But is its high-tech moat deep enough to defend against the rising tide of global costs? It's a battle that's happening right now, and it's amazing to watch.